Hi, and welcome to Happy Fisherman Adventures.
I hope, I dream, I wish to catch a big fish, and I do it when I can. I'm a happy fisherman, and I do it when I can. I'm a happy fisherman.
In today's episode, you're going to see two of our latest adventures chasing squid at Mud Island. Also, we are going to show you some amazing footage filmed by Loris, another happy fisherman, of a bronze whaler
Around the Mud Island.
around the Mud Island.
Before we go anyway, I would just like to quick add lots of fish around. There is still snapper at Mea Marta, there is snapper in Corabai, there is King George whiting at St. Leonard's, there is King George whiting all the way to Leopold. Western Port is on fire, lots of from gummies, snapper, King George, everything. And plus, just in front of the heads, Bowen Heads, Cape Shank, all the way to Pyramid Rock, lots of tuna. There is lots of, and kingfish in between them.
Yes.
There is days where they don't want to eat. You can actually get them, but you can't catch them, but that's fishing. Biggest attraction at the moment? Portland. Big barrels. And just in front of the actual Cape Shank Lighthouse. Also, if you're keen on marlin fishing, Bermigui is on fire.
Enjoy the next video. It's a beautiful morning and we are leaving Werribee to go to Mud Island and check what's going on around the island. As we got there, we anchored on our gummy mark and we started fishing. And then here we go, banjo after banjo followed by small flatties. Then our Simrad showed some activity around the ground. Here you can see the exact spot where we were. So I put a Reedy's small paternoster rig, dropped it to the bottom, then winded a meter above the ground. Before you knew, I had a slimy mackerel on. So that was a positive start, as we were happy to have some fresh bait. At one stage, there were lots of mackerel passing by, and we had a non-stop action for about 20 minutes. At the bottom, as expected, lots of undersized flatties. So if you dropped your rig on the bottom, in no time it would have been taken by a flatty. Saying that, even some of our big rods with big baits were actually smashed by flatties as well, so we had no chance to catch a gummy. Looking at the underwater footage later, we had all sorts of unwanted fish around, including some massive stingrays. Also, we did see some yakas passing by, but we didn't catch any. Then we reached 30 degrees, so it was time to move and go for a swim. We went in the shallows close to the island and refreshed a bit. Not far from us, our friend Bernard with his wife, also his son Loris with his friends on the jet skis, were refreshing as well. It was just a great day for it. Well, as you saw, sometimes on a really hot day, it's really nice to jump in the water and cool down a little bit. But
in the next video,
you'll see what's actually happening around the island.
I wouldn't dare to jump if I knew what's going on.
Let's watch the next video. Well, after a good swim, we were on the way to join Bernard and the crew in a search for some squid and King George whiting. Apparently earlier this morning on incoming tide, they managed quite few nice King George whiting and some of them close to 50 centimeters. After a bit of a chat, we were ready to drift around and see if there is any squid in the area. Before you know, I was on. The green and yellow Shimano clinched jig started this session. Well, as usual, if you're not careful, the squid can make some mess. Then again, same color, same jig, same trick. Quite few boats around this area, and most of them were after King George whiting. Well, few minutes later, the same color jig again. What was quite surprising, that the depth here is under 2 meters, but the squid was decent size. We made few moves and we managed quite few squid in this area. Now, the next footage you're going to see is all thanks to Loris. Just where we were swimming, big school of slimy mackerel was passing, and in the middle of it, a big bronze whaler was trying to have some lunch. Also, birds everywhere plunging and getting a feast. As I mentioned, this footage was captured by Loris, and he's done his best to film this and not lose his drone, as the drone had a compass error and started flying all over the place. When that happens, you really don't have much or any control. The drone will rise, spin, shake all over the place. Most of the times, you would need to take the drone back from where you got it from and get it replaced. All in all, we still ended with this amazing footage thanks to Loris. And here you can see where the action happened in relation to Mud Island. As you saw, Mud Island is not all about gummy sharks. There is lots of other species around there.
Well, summertime, obviously people on the beach, jet skis and that, a lot of noise, they spook the fish. So most of the fish just go deeper and that. So summertime is the time when we actually go deeper and we fish around the Mud Island and all that kind of areas.
Well, let's watch the next video, and next video you will see Will in action.
A few days before our adventure, Will had a bit of issues with his sounder, so we went out for a quick check. Somehow he was losing the transducer and he was sizing not transducer attached to the unit. So, thanks to my friend Sam, who gave us a new unit to try, we were out there working it out. Well, the very next day, we organized to go and have a day out on the water. We were back at Werribee Ramp and we were on the way to Mud Island. This time something different. We wanted to try the Simmons channel. This channel is very popular for big gummy shark. On the way there, we seen quite a few boats going across the bay towards Avalon to watch the air show. We got to Simmons Channel, anchored in 11 meters, and before you know, we had something big on. Then it dropped the hook. After that we had Banjo and Flathead City, so we decided to go and try for squid. This time we found some broken ground on the west side of the island and we decided to give it a go. Drifting over grass patches was the key. In no time we had our first squid on the boat, and this one took the Matsushita IR 22 jig. Then, not long after, Will had another one, and this one took the green and yellow jig. That was very promising considering we're exploring a new ground. Well, this spot around Simmons Channel was a new ground for us, and it was quite productive.
Well, we like exploring new places and grounds, so that was a good move.
In the next video you're gonna see, actually we spent about an hour there, caught some squid, and then we took off towards home and we stopped at Prince George as well, just to see what's going on there.
Let's watch the next video.
We made few moves, and here this ground was quite productive. Also, few color jigs worked this time. The key was just to have a grass patch underneath us. besides squid, will manage some sea salad for us. After about an hour and half a dozen squid, we decided to go to Prince George and check that area. As we got there, I didn't even have time to set up the cameras, we were on. Quick, we landed this one, and then while I was setting up the camera, Will already was on another one. The action somehow here was crazy. We even managed an arrow squid, which will make a nice bite next time for a snapper or gummy. You can also eat the arrow squid, but they're just a little bit tougher than the normal calamari. I forgot to mention that I forgot my hook and squid net at home, so we end up using my big net. This net was not fun at all. You cannot actually point the squid to squirt away as we can do with the squid net, plus sometimes the jigs would get stuck in it. When the squid was small, we just lift them up. As you can see, this time Prince George really delivered. With this consistent action, it didn't take us long to have our bag limit. Keep in mind, squid does not have a size limit, but there is a bag limit and it's 10 per person. Total of 10 would include calamari, arrow squid and cuttlefish combined. Well, it was time slowly to pack up. While I was moving all the rods away, Will was putting the squid on a bite board so we can actually take few photos. Then we put the squid in a skylar bag, and I can tell you, whoever invented that, that is a great tool. Well, after all that, we left Prince George and the buy was still flat as. We are blessed to have a buy like this. Well, in the next segment, it's actually messages from people. And there is one particular message you're going to say. This young champion fished about 7 hours on Mornington Pier. And then he asked his dad on the way home to stop at Frankston Pier so he can get his dad some more fish. And his dad basically sent me a message, watch out, happy fisherman, there is new generation coming. Well, before we go, I would just like to say a big thanks to all of you guys that support us.
Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.
I hope, I dream, I wish to catch a big fish, and I do it when I can. I'm a happy fisherman, and I do it when I can. I'm a happy fisherman.